We had eyewitnesses of our church who actually said the electric crematorium in their locality broke down because of the number of bodies which were being brought. And they had videos to testify saying that because of that breakdown, there were no other places to dump the bodies or take the bodies to. And so these were just wrapped up in black sheets and dumped next to the electric crematorium. I saw the videos and I called one of our priests there and I said, "Is this true?" He said, "Yeah, 3 kilometers from where we stay, this is exactly what's happening." This is a difficult situation because the government has its hands tied to a large extent. It has its hands full of things which it needs to do. With the kind of population we have and with the kind of needs we have, it's difficult. Yes, there are some states which are more wealthy. They try to help their people. But there are some states who are so vast, so poor, that no matter what they try to do, it hardly reaches to what might be needed. In our hospital, even we almost came 5 to 7 hours short of running out of our oxygen supply. I was there at that time, and you remember this kind of panic which we go through, because we had been hearing in this news, and up in the central of our country, there are places where the oxygen supply just didn't come on time, so you had patients left on ventilators without oxygen. Of course they died. What do? You literally had people lining up on the streets for a breath of air. Let me say that, it's a breath of air. When a family is affected with COVID, they are isolated. They're supposed to be isolated. Unfortunately, because sometimes the father and the mother, husband or the wife, they get sick. That makes them weak to actually even make food. And they can't go out to buy vegetables or to buy anything to make food. And we've had situations where right in the middle of everything, they're isolated and they're starving because they can't make it. They're too weak. Neither can they go out. And people are scared. So we as a church, we believe if we are in a community, we are the light of that community. So we need to do what we need to do. Yes, we might also be struggling, but we can at least help somebody else. For example, there was a village which we heard about, which is 3.5 hours by drive away from our office which was there and our church office there. The entire village was affected and half of the families were actually really seriously sick. So we decided to take with us just rice, not cooked rice, uncooked rice. You take onions, you take salt, you take oil, you take potatoes, you take some vegetables. These are dry rations, we call them, and pulses, of course, because then when you give it to one family, they can live off it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they can cook as, the need of that particular family.
When it comes to what GFA World is doing, this is not an awareness campaign, whether we're talking about water or mosquito nets or we're talking about helping kids. This is a cry for people to get engaged. I would give you 3 suggestions where people can practically do something right now, immediately. Number 1 is to pray. And I mentioned that before, but I would challenge every single church in America to take this Sunday and 5 minutes out of their service to take time to pray for these nations in Africa and Asia that are still suffering with COVID. Second, I would encourage people to stand with ministries like GFA World that can help us financially to bring hope and healing. We're bringing food, we're bringing medical supplies, we're doing things that no one else can be doing at this time. And I would encourage people to go to our website, gfa.org, and learn more about what GFA World is doing to make a difference. Third is, I would say, use your social media, use your connections. Tell people about the needs that are happening around the world. Tell people that the crisis is not over yet, and yet use it, most importantly, to get people to pray and to engage with you into what is on the very heart of God during this time.